it's so easy to go to, your local hardware store and pick up some of that EMT and just kind of run with it.
Well, you were saying that you saw us at the when we were doing a Kickstarter. Is that right?
Yes, yeah. So second, I think it what was equivalent to the second Kickstarter that y'all had done,
Hmm.
and then so I'd kind of kept an eye on you, and just up to recently, like I said, when I saw the Saunders, it just kind of re-clicked, and I said, I'm gonna, let's build a couple things that we need to do here. So I had a couple of different projects that I kind of wanted to do. I like to mess with just about everything, 3D printing, CNC machining. I do a lot of woodworking, and so I don't know if you're anything like me, but anytime I've like reorganized my shop like maybe 9, 10 times over the lifetime of this, you know, workshop. So, so
Yeah.
yeah, I've,
In looking through your Instagram, and you've got a great Instagram, by the way.
thank
Um,
you.
but but you've got some fantastic shop organization projects in
Oh
your
yeah.
Instagram, and I was really impressed by that. And I was like, boy, if I could only do 1/10 of what Chris is doing with his organization, I'd be all set.
Oh man, much appreciated. Yeah, I don't get much time out here, and I try to mimic the things that I see on the internet and things like that. So that's very high praise. I appreciate that so much.
Yeah, um, and the project that you used our connectors for, I thought was a great example of organization. But I was looking back, and you had one where you organized, I think, a bunch of colored markers, was it? And then you had another like pull out drawer. Um, can we put up your Instagram? Would you mind showing a couple of the organization things you've done?
Sure.
Yeah, I could
Uh,
put it up there if and maybe you just talk to him. Would that be okay?
sure, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
that
I'm
might
gonna.
work out a little bit better.
Yeah, I'll drive the sharing, and then maybe you just talk to it. So let me see. I'll share my screen, and um, maybe we'll kind of work our way back to the build that you did MakerPipe. Would that be okay?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because I really thought there was some great organization projects that you had throughout your Instagram. And anybody that wants to go check out your Instagram, if we post this as a video, it's break, fix, make.
Yes.
Well, let's see. You got this one, which I thought was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that was kind of one of the first things. Like, let me try to get these things organized, and that's what this guy evolved into, the MakerPipe project. But um, so yeah, I think I don't know if you follow like Adam Savage or any of those of the videos, but he's got always got tons of stuff, and he's got all these different ways of organizing it. So he's got a theory called first order of retrieval, and so that's what I figured. Maybe I'll try to put something out there that will allow me to, grab things that I, need really quickly. So it was really neat project. It was fun doing that. I found out that that little slide in option that I have there for the nut drivers, I kept bumping into those when I would grab a plier or set of pliers or anything on top, and it would just everything would just go on the floor. So I scrapped that. But yeah, like you said, that's kind of how workshops are working. You just evolve until when you're suddenly the new idea comes up, and yeah, there we go.
Nice. Yeah, I try to keep up with his channel, Adam Savage's channel, and he's super famous. But what's the concept? You said first, what was it again?
Yeah, first sort of retrieval. I believe that's what he calls it. I've probably butchered it at one point or another. But yeah, yeah, he's got these tons of these tool carts and things like that, where just all of the main tools that he uses are right there at first grab. So that's kind of where this concept came from for me.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, that's definitely a key concept, right? That like is tough to do, but makes a
Yeah.
whole world of difference when you can do it right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, just from this build alone, just most recent build, like it's great to see how fast, some of these projects come out when you're organized.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's fantastic. I'm jealous. Um, so you had that one. That one was awesome. You had a uh, rubber band gun, a Star Wars blaster, right? That looked
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun making that one.
Right there, and it was it looked like it was semi-auto or was trying to be.
Yes. Yeah, it took a little bit to get there. I wish, it would that was all done with the CNC. I kind of designed it with a sliding trigger. I was into paintball, so I had that was a design for some of the guns that I used where it was a sliding trigger, and so it kind of made it easy to visualize that and create that. Um, so once I figured out how to do it with the rubber band, it was meant to do this for like under an hour. The car was under an hour, and it was up to you to paint it and everything. So yeah, I got a kick out of that. That was really fun.
Yeah,
There was misfire there.
that was cool. I like seeing that. But getting back to the organization, you've even got. Tell me about this one. This looks fantastic.
That is my wife is very, she's got lots of these, art projects and these pins and things like that. And she's asked me one day, hey, can you make me something to put all my pins in? And so me and my son actually, when we planned that out, and we worked on getting that together. And I just, trying to get him out there into the shop, that's important to me, to kind of have that skill to kind of maybe pass on to his kids eventually. So yeah, we had a lot of fun with that one, and we actually built another one for, some of the neighborhood kids. They saw it and they were like, oh wow, that's really really cool. So that was a good one.
Nice. Yeah, those seem like special moments when you can work with your kid like that.
Absolutely.
And then another cool shop organization one was this one here.
Yes. Yeah, that one was I eventually, that's another one of those Adam Savage things. He's got these organizer boxes called Sortimos, and they're very very expensive. So this is my version of it. It's a Harbor Freight, containers, and these, I've made these little slides, um, and just they're just dadoed, and hopefully I am ready to start upgrading it. There's a couple of different things, again, one of those, that same concept in this garage for sure is, there's some things that bother me about it. So like the clips, they hit the drawer above the next drawer. So if I leave those clips open, which I'm very prone to doing, it stops it from closing. So yeah, I'll have to redo that one. But for now, that's it works for me. So I'm gonna I'll just make it work until I get a chance to run through with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that came out great. I mean, what project you know, is finished, right? You can always do some improvement. Just, you might get sick of it or have to move on to the next one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. And then yeah, even you got some more what this is for chisels and things.
All my chisels and sharp objects, they were just in a drawer banging around. And so I'm it's one of those things where you sharpen it, you spend all this time to sharpen the chisel and get it like where it can shave your arm hair, and then you throw it in a drawer and it gets all banged up, and then when you need it, it messes up and you spend more time sharpening it. So yeah, that's one of those things, like, okay, I'm gonna make it. So I raised it enough to where the tip of the chisel won't touch the bottom, so they're kind of free floating in there.
Oh wow, that's super smart. That's awesome. You're right. It does seem silly once you get them sharp and other things, other tools like that to just have them bang
Mhm.
around.
Absolutely.
Nice. Well, great. And then that maybe that brings us to the one you use MakerPipe on. If you want to
Yes.
kind of walk us through that. You've got it there in back of you, right?
Yes. Yeah. I figured I put it up here, and I also have videos and pictures and things like that if you'd want to see. But I figured, well, it's kind of in a in its current state here, and let's see if I can, let me get it over there. So I made a couple of changes to it, but for the most part, let me see if I might actually be able to. I got the separate camera so I could kind of pull it off here.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I ended up putting a little. This is some L bracket or some aluminum that I put in here, and the way it fits on here is really cool because it's just the two angles and on either side, and it sits perfectly on that EMT, and so it makes a good little shelf. So I'm going to do another one on that side over there, and then
Okay.
the other thing that I made a change to is I put this little lamp here, and this is another one of those Adam Savage. This is some of that lock line. It's a 3/4 inch lock line pipe, and I just kind of I put it on there with the connector, an EMT connector, and so I can take this guy off and put it somewhere else.
Oh,
And then
wow. That's fantastic. That's really cool. So,
that, yeah.
Chris, how can you zoom in on how you coupled that with EMT, like the connection point?
Sure, yeah. That's just so I kind of glued that in there. I used some epoxy, but the screws ended up working a little bit better on. So the EMT fits right in maybe the first section of the lock line, and so I
Yeah.
put a couple screws there on the inside. And like I said, that the epoxy putty didn't really work out so well. The screws actually did the better job. And then that goes into like one of these connectors, the EMT connectors,
Right. The
and that'll
couplers.
yes. And so that allowed me to like I could twist the light if I needed to, or I could take it off and put it somewhere else, and that seemed to work out pretty good.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
fantastic. I love that. Knowing that 3/4 inch conduit can fit inside, you said 3/4 inch lock line.
lock line, yeah, yeah,
I mean, that's a helpful trick or tip or trick. Definitely.
yes, yeah. So that those are those little things. I have there's some other ideas that I'm like, oh man, I want to try to do that. Like I want to do a another thing that I'm trying to figure out here, Lee, is I saw there was a CNC. Sorry if it's all jiggly here. There was a CNC machine that was made completely out of EMT and some different prints, and so they made this like linear bearing. And so like I'm trying to figure out a way to maybe either do a screen on the side of the sky here where it kind of raises and lowers. so
Oh,
so
nice. Yeah.
so yeah,
Is that the MP CNC, mostly printed
most
CNC?
yes, yes, yeah. So there's those little things like, oh man, you start seeing things. I start looking at EMT, and then all these other projects come in, and the idea is just like, man, I have like 3 or 4 notebooks. Like, oh, if I ever get a chance, I'm going to work on trying to get that thing together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love that project. It's an open source router,
mhm,
CNC router, and they use EMT conduit and then all 3D printed connectors to make this
yes,
thing. I've done something just like yourself where I've taken those files and adapted it to make some linear motion. So that's really cool to see.
yeah, yeah. I'm hoping I'll get some more ideas coming through here. But yeah, there's a lot of little things that I've got a couple 3D printers there, so I'm trying to figure out different ways to kind of adapt to it. So I really like I said, I really appreciate the engineering that went into your product, and it's just amazing like how you can do that. A lot of other people like end up using that like 80/20 material,
Hmm.
and while it's good, it's like it's so easy to go to your local hardware store and pick up some of that EMT and just kind of run with it. And yeah, looking some of the ideas were I saw that there was a post where that gentleman, he put in a bolt through one, and he made basically a stud that kind of comes out of it. You put a bolt on either side with the washer. I think that's, such a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, the things, the creative things that people that use our product come up with just
Yeah,
is so important and means a lot to me, and I love hearing about them. So yeah, I
yeah,
just like the line lock on your setup there. It's so cool.
yeah. That works out really, really well. I like that. And then there's also, like, I want to do since the light is here, I want to, like, sometimes I need a soldering, to do some soldering on different things. And so there's those clips, those broom handle clips. So I just want to kind of put the soldering station right here. So it's usually whenever I'm, soldering on something, it's usually about at this point. So I think if I put it right here, it'll work out okay. So, oh
Nice.
yeah, I love, talking this kind of stuff with people. It's really fun.
Right. Yeah. And I think give us some more of a tour of the caddy and things like that, because I think you have a lot of neat details in there.
Oh, okay. So like on the way, I didn't realize, I know that there was a flange, and you hook it up to a compression, a 3/4 inch compression. I didn't know that at the time, but I do know that a 15/16 paddle bit, um, a drill bit, will fit the 3/4 inch EMT perfect. I think 1 inch is too big and too wiggly, and 7/8 is too small. So that really, that I just kind of put these guys down here, bolted them in, and then again I put a little set screw here to kind of allow those to sit in there.
Cool.
That really worked out pretty well. Um, Next time I'll probably make these more straight, like or actually an actual 3/4 inch piece from end to end, because these kind of shifted a little bit, so they're my my frame is a little off kilter to the side, but it works out okay. um, and then this guy right here, this is I saw the video, and you mentioned, is this a magnetic bar or not? It's a metal, just a metal piece. These guys just happen to have magnets on them. And then this is again one of those other things, like, I noticed I needed scissors a lot, so put those there for easy use.
Wow.
Um,
Nice.
so yeah, these all worked out, pretty good. This caddy you can take out of there if you need to pull it out. I'd like to keep it in there. But then the other thing that I've noticed about this, going back to shop organization, is that if I need, if I'm in the middle of a project here and I want to pull my tools out, I need to make sure I keep, clean up my area, because like otherwise I knock everything else on the floor. So that's kind of one of those things that's kind of forces you to organize yourself.
Oh yeah.
And then let's see, my tools up here. These are all it didn't matter what tools they are. I mean, these just happen to be the Milwaukee ones. So, but I mean, I wanted to make sure that I could grab each and every one of these. Now, I did have a crossbar over the top of these things, because I wanted to put like clamps and hang different tools, but the like the bigger saws and stuff would kind of bump into it. So, and it turned out I like it better this way, anyways. I like the look of it. I like the angles and everything. I'm gonna get into bending the conduit eventually here. So I see a lot of the builds that have the bends, and that's just really cool. Um, but then yeah, I have my little cubby here on the inside, where I put the, like, kind of the bigger tools that I might not grab as quickly or as much, and that kind of kind of hides things and puts them out of the way. And then yeah, this thing is real heavy, so I've got like 3 or 4 casters underneath the base of this, along with the slides. That helps it to kind of come out. And also with I've got some hardboard on here that kind of helps it slide going back and forth. So um, it it the slides help it stop, so I don't pull it off completely. And then the casters end up taking most of they end up doing all the work, all the lifting.
Oh wow, that's smart.
So yeah, and I've got a 3D printer enclosure over there, kind of same thing where I can pull it out and it's got casters underneath it. So this is all this whole corner of my garage is all my COVID project for my 2 week December break. so, I spent a lot of time organizing, and this is one of those things where you open up the idea book and go, this is what I need to do. This is how much time I have to do it. And so let me get this thing done.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it came out great. I can't believe how dense you have all of your tools stored in one place, but still organized. It's amazing. I mean, you've got everything there.
Yeah, it took a while for me to get there, but hopefully this will be, the last time I have to redo all this. But of course, I'll probably get a new tool or something will come out, and then I'll have to scrap everything. But that's the cool part of your product here. You can totally, take everything apart and put it back together, and it's like I love that part of it. I iterated through this whole process so many times because I didn't know what I wanted. I've seen some, with the coffee stirrers and the connectors, and I mean, I wouldn't have known what to do until I actually put it up here. And I think that's what's perfect about being able to use the clips and, like, okay, unscrew it, screw it back in. Um, I think that's really, really cool.
Well, great. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it and
Abs-
you built something really cool. And I appreciate you sharing it with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, if you get any more projects, Chris, we'll do this again and you can give us an update on the latest version of this. But yeah,
Absolutely.
it was great talking to you. If you need anything in the future, just holler at me and
Will
we
do.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. All right, have
Have
a
a good
great
one.
weekend.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.